Venezuela's crude oil is very heavy by international standards, and as a result much of it must be processed by specialised domestic and international refineries. Plastics and chemicals come from that. And if you look at the history of oil refining, you will find that Venezuelan oil is not very good for most countries. In addition to conventional oil, Venezuela has oil sands deposits similar to the size of those in Canada and approximately equal to the world's reserves of conventional oil. Venezuela's Orinoco oil sands are less viscous than Canada's Athabasca oil sands, meaning they can be produced by more conventional means, but they are buried too deep to be extracted by surface mining. The Permian Basin, a vast energy-rich area in West Texas and New Mexico, and it goes through to Mexico itself, is North America's leading oil producing region, responsible for nearly half of US oil output due to the technology advances in hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling, making the US a top global producer, though it faces environmental challenges like increased seismic activity from wastewater injection. Brent crude is a high quality, light, sweet crude oil with low density and low sulfur content, making it easy and cost effective to refine into gasoline, diesel and jet fuel, serving as a crucial global price benchmark for 2/3 of the world's oil. Its sweet nature, low sulfur and light density, high API gravity and some, make it highly sought after for producing cleaner fuels. With its North Sea origin facilitating international maritime transport. Nigerian crude is generally considered high quality, characterized as light and sweet, low sulfur, making it desirable for refining into premium fuels like gasoline and diesel, with key grades like Bonnie Light commanding premiums over benchmarks like Brent crude, though the sector faces challenges with infrastructure and security. Nigerian crude oil is generally considered high quality, characterized as light and sweet. Bonnie Light commanding premium over benchmarks like Brent crude, although the sector faces challenges with infrastructure and security because of the political situation. The link that you see is to the fires in Kuwait, which were deliberately set by the forces allegedly from Iraq, but in fact they were American, who set the fire to all the Kuwaiti oil wells. How did Red Adair put out oil well fires. In addition to explosives, the techniques involved large amounts of water and dirt. It's a slurry, it's used in a slurry. Adair also developed special equipment made of bronze metal to help extinguish oil well fires. The modern tools and his wild well control techniques earned Red Adair and his crews the honour of being called the best in the business. But the event that catapulted him into worldwide acclaim as a firefighter came in 1962. The situation itself erupted in November 1961 when Phillips Petroleum gas well located in the Sahara Desert in Algeria experienced a blowout. It immediately caught fire, producing flames that soared an estimated 700 feet into the air. The conflagration was so enormous that the astronaut John Glenn even reported spotting it from space. The press wasted no time in hanging the moniker of the Devil's Cigarette Lighter on it. Adair and his crew arrived on the scene in late November 1961 and began preparation for fighting the fire. Because of its location in the desert, there was a critical lack of water necessary to complete the job. It took them 6 months to totally finish the operation, which included excavating 3 football pitch-sized pits 10 feet deep to contain the water needed to fight the blaze, along with laying water lines to the location. While that was being done, the task of preventing reignition after the fire was out was accomplished by a fleet of specially rigged bulldozers that dragged all of the glowing residue of the collapsed rig and other metallic materials out of the crater created by the fire. Finally, by placing a huge nitroglycerin charge at the wellhead, a massive explosion sucked all the oxygen away from the blaze in order to snuff it out. That successful explosion allowed the team to cap the well and return it to service on May the 28th, 1962. The Devil's Cigarette Lighter produced more than 6,000 cubic feet of natural gas per second. The blowout and fire were estimated to have consumed enough gas to supply Paris for 3 months, burning 550,000 cubic feet per day. Adair worked the fire with Agar Boots Hansen and Ed Coots Matthews, who later formed the Boots and Coots Well Control Company. Preparation took 5 months. On the 28th of April 1962, Adair used a modified bulldozer with a 66-foot arm to move the metal drum containing a 550-pound dynamite charge to the well. Adair, Matthews, Hansen and Charlie Toller rode the rig protected by a metal heat shield and water sprays, with Adair driving and the others on the shielded platform while the medical teams and evacuation helicopters stood by. After positioning the explosives, the team ran to a trench about 150 foot from the well. The explosion extinguished the fire, and after 2 days, to allow the well to cool, the well was capped. I met Boots Hanson at Afam 17 fire in Nigeria and was told by Richmond Johnson to be his aide during the project. I had identified the possible link of the blowout to corrosion in the valves at the Christmas tree at the wellhead.